Welcome back to All Old Rare Coins. Today, we're diving into a piece of pocket change that often gets overlooked, the 1996 Liberty 1-cent coin. While it might look like an ordinary penny, there's more to this humble coin than meets the eye. Before we break down the details of the 1996 penny, let's touch on a bit of history. The iconic Lincoln cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or heads, side, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of his birth. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a president. In 1996, the penny continued the long-standing design of Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design had been used since 1959, the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The word liberty also stands proudly next to Lincoln, reminding us of the values he represented. Let's take a closer look at the 1996 Liberty 1-cent coin. This penny was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia minted pennies have no mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear the familiar D mint mark just below the date. Starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from making pennies out of solid copper to a copper-plated zinc composition due to the rising cost of copper. So, like all pennies minted after that, the 1996 version is primarily made of zinc with a thin copper coating. So, how much is the 1996 Liberty 1-cent worth today? The truth is, if you've got a typical circulated coin, it's still worth 1 cent, no surprise there. However, if you have an uncirculated or proof coin, the value can be a bit higher. For example, a 1996 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition might fetch between 50 cents to $200 from collectors, depending on its grade. Proof coins, which are specially made with a higher level of detail, can be worth more. If you happen to have a penny with any minting errors, those can really drive up the value. Speaking of minting errors, let's talk about what can make certain 1996 pennies much more valuable. Some pennies from this year may have errors like double dies, where the design is stamped twice, or off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. These errors can turn a penny worth 1 cent into $10,000 or even, depending on the severity of the mistake. So, next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look at those 1996 pennies. You might just strike gold. To sum up, while the 1996 Liberty 1-cent coin might seem like an everyday piece of change, its history, potential errors, and condition could make it a little treasure for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone curious about what's jingling in your pocket, it's always worth taking a closer look at the small things. In next video, we're taking a closer look at the 1998 Liberty 1-cent coin. While it might seem like just another penny, there's more to this little piece of change than meets the eye. From its history to its potential value, we've got a lot to uncover, so let's jump right in. Vintage images of Abraham Lincoln, the U.S. Mint, and different versions of the penny through the decades. First, a little history. The Lincoln cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. It was designed by Victor D. Brenner to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday and was the first U.S. coin to depict a president. In 1998, the penny was still following the long-established design with Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design, introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday, remained unchanged for decades until it was retired in 2008. A close-up of a 1998 penny, highlighting the date, mint mark, Lincoln's profile, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now let's talk about the 1998 penny itself. Like most pennies of this era, it's made of a copper-plated zinc composition. The U.S. Mint transitioned to this material in 1982 to save costs, as producing pennies with solid copper became too expensive. The 1998 penny was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. If your penny has a D under the date, it was minted in Denver, while pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark at all. So, what's the value of a 1998 Liberty 1-cent today? For most circulated coins, it's still worth just 1 cent. However, if you have a 1998 penny in uncirculated or mint condition, its value could be higher. collectors look for coins in excellent condition, and a 1998 penny in mint state could be worth anywhere from $40,000 to a $60,000. If you have a proof coin, which is a specially struck coin with a mirror-like finish, its value can be even higher. Now, let's talk about what really excites collectors: minting errors. Some 1998 pennies have errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or even the famous double die error, where parts of the design appear duplicated. These rare mistakes can make your 1998 penny worth much more, depending on the type and severity of the error. Some error pennies can fetch anywhere from $10 to several $100s. So, always check your change carefully. Side-by-side comparison of a regular, close AM, and a wide AM penny, with arrows pointing to the spacing between the letters in America. On the reverse side point, one of the most sought-after varieties of the 1998 penny is the wide AM penny. On the reverse of most pennies from this year, the letters A and M in the word America are very close together. However, on the wide AM variety, there's a noticeable space between these letters. This variety is rare and can be worth significantly more than a regular 1998 penny. Depending on its condition, a wide AM penny can be valued anywhere from $20,000 to over $30,000. So, if you've got a 1998 penny, flip it over and check that AM spacing. You might have a valuable find. In conclusion, while the 1998 Liberty 1 cent might seem like just another penny, its potential collector value, especially if it's in great condition or has a minting error, makes it worth a second look. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, these little coins can hold big surprises. We'll be diving into the details of the 2006 Liberty 1 cent coin. You might think it's just another penny, but could this little coin be worth more than face value? Stick around as we uncover its history, potential errors, and collector value, historical images of Abraham Lincoln, old versions of the penny, and the evolution of its design. Before we zoom in on the 2006 penny, let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent, which we're all familiar with, was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Focus on the Liberty inscription and the year 2006 on the penny. The front, or obverse, of the 2006 penny still showcases Lincoln's profile with the word Liberty to his left, symbolizing one of America's core values. The reverse, introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, features the Lincoln Memorial. A close-up of the 2006 penny, showing both the obverse and reverse sides. Now let's talk about the design and features of the 2006 Liberty 1 cent. The penny is made from a zinc core coated with copper, a change that started in 1982 to reduce the cost of minting. So, while the penny might look like solid copper, it's mostly zinc beneath that thin copper layer. Close-ups of pennies from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, highlighting the D mint mark under the date on the Denver coin.as for mint locations. The 2006 penny was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. If your penny has no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia, but if there's a D below the date, it was minted in Denver. A well-worn, circulated penny next to a shiny, uncirculated one in protective casing. Now, you might be wondering, is my 2006 penny worth more than 1 cent? For most circulated pennies, their value is still just a penny. But if you have an uncirculated coin or a proof version, things could get a little more interesting. Graded uncirculated 2006 penny in a plastic slab with an MS, mint state, grade labeled AN uncirculated 2006 penny, especially if it's in top-notch condition, graded MS 65 or higher, can be worth anywhere from $36,000 to $65,000. Proof pennies, which are specially struck for collectors with extra detail and a shiny finish, can be valued even higher. Examples of minting errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies. The real excitement comes with error coins. Sometimes, during the minting process, things can go wrong, and these mistakes can make your 2006 penny worth a lot more. Common errors to look out for include off-center strikes, die cracks, or the highly sought-after doubled die errors. A penny with an obvious error being examined with a magnifying glass, followed by auction results showing higher values for error coins, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Some error pennies can sell for $3,500, $50,000 or even more at auctions. So, make sure to give your pennies a second look. You never know what you might find. U.S. Mint production charts from 2006, with images of coins being minted at high speed. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, over 4.2 billion in Philadelphia and around 4.2 billion in Denver. While that might sound like a huge number, it's actually part of what makes this penny pretty common today. But remember, even in large mintages, rare errors and high-quality coins can still stand out. A 2006 penny being placed into a collector's album alongside other pennies from different years. So, is your 2006 Liberty 1 cent worth holding on to? While most circulated coins won't fetch much more than a cent, uncirculated or proof coins, and especially any error coins, can be worth much more. Whether you're a casual coin collector or just curious, it's always worth taking a closer look at those small details. Thanks for tuning in to our deep dive into the 2006 Liberty 1 cent. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and discoveries. And as always, keep an eye on your change. You never know what treasures you might find. Check out these other videos to learn more about coin collecting and how to spot valuable pennies in circulation.